Mr. Juma Wabwire is a lecturer at Misinde Muliro University in Kenya and is currently on a study leave to pursue a PhD in electrical power systems at the African Center of Excellence in Energy for Sustainable Development. The Center of Excellence is based at the College of Science and Technology at the University of Rwanda. The center supports him with tuition and research and participation in student exchange programs. Wawire's research project is an analysis of the impact of integrating regional power grids into one big network on high-voltage DC lines. His study aims to identify the benefits of harnessing common regional resources for individual country networks.
My case study area is the Eastern African networks or countries. Normally, every country or every region has its own resources, which generally are untapped. If we could be able to come up with a study that can actually come up with a way in which we can optimally integrate our regional grids, actually we will have to pay maybe less. Our regional utility companies will be much more competitive because we can be able to utilize cheaper resources or cheaper sources of energy from neighboring countries, in that we are going to have to utilize the shared resources as a region, not only as a country.
Wawire's case study is the DC line being constructed from Ethiopia through Kenya and Tanzania to Zimbabwe.
Along the line, we have different resources. We have solar, we have small hydro, we have wind. So I'll be able to do a simulation, a study simulation, and see how that will, the performance of the system, using a model I'm going to design.
Wawire is fortunate to have a state-of-the-art smart grid laboratory at his disposal.
Here we have actually a model of the DC line. We have a kit here that can actually perform that. So I can compare the parameters I'm going to get in my model and also compare with the practical results I could be able to get here. We have actually models of PV. We have a model of small hydro generation. We have a model of wind based on DFI. So I'll be able actually to also try do some practical work in this lab so that I can compare or back up with the results I'm going to get from my simulated models.
The mission of African Center of Excellence in Energy for Sustainable Development is research and to train engineers, energy utility managers, and policymakers in smart microgrid energy systems tailored to serve remote and rural areas using renewable resources and interstate energy trading. The center will accumulate the much-needed critical mass of masters and PhD graduates who are fit for the purpose and who will serve as the backbone of this transformation.
We did benchmarking of the program we have all in Africa, and we combined the programs for European and the US. After that, we went through the needs from Africa, the need from African energy sector. And we found it's better to have in production, train people for all type of generation, renewable generation technology. It means that we have all type of energy generation, hydropower, solars, wind, and we wait for off-grids because Africa, we have different remote area where they are not connecting the grids.
Those equipped with specialized knowledge in power systems and in electrical engineering will generate the innovations needed to boost productivity in the energy sector in the ESA region. At the time of this interview, the center had 12 PhD students from 8 African countries and 60 master's students, 45 of them sponsored by the center. The scarcity of expertise in this sector was also due to inadequate energy laboratories and infrastructures to facilitate training and research. ACEESD has acquired a state-of-the-art laboratory.
Our Center of Excellence from Rwanda in energy sector have a strong laboratory. Now, when we did the advertisement to get students under the Center of Excellence, this is one thing we saw to our students, to our applicant, different applicants from Africa. The center is attracting regional African students because we not only train by theoretical things, we apply again hands-on things.
For me, I think it will help me a lot in that actually whatever I can do through simulations, I can be able to come and verify in the lab using the equipment we have in the lab.
In April 2008, the center had their first proposal presentations from the first batch of 17 PhD students.
We invite some professor from outside. It means that regional professor, international professor from Europe and the US for the first presentation for their proposal, and their proposal has been accepted.
The center is working in partnership with Imperial College London.
It's a new project again in electrification, where we need to work with the Imperial College to have 3 students from UK and 2 students from Rwanda. They can work together and share the knowledge with their students under the center, but in energy sector. Those students will be enrolled under University of Rwanda.
The center is also in partnership with the Energy Institute at Colorado State University to run joint or remote degree programs in engineering with the ACEESD to allow students and staff from the center to spend time at USU. In 5 years, the program will have trained at least 50 PhD graduates.
Because it's a new center, some best students will be recruited under the center. This is something we are planning for those students who have on the level of PhD. Now, on the level of masters, we have the same thing. We have some master students which are tutorial assistants from different universities from Africa, which now, when they will be graduated, they will go for their university. It means that they will get to be assistant lecturer.
Other graduates will return to their countries as energy engineers, well equipped to improve their energy sectors.